Hey everybody, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to create a real basic animation. It's called the bouncing ball. What we're going to do is we're going to with a new document. So you can do Control N, new document. We're going to go 7 inches by 7 inches at 300 resolution. First of all, you're going to need to change it from pixels to inches. And then what I'll be doing is I'm going to be going over to my tool console. I'm going to do a right click. This is the shape tool, and I'm going to go down here to ellipse. And then I'm going to be creating a series of circles. And we'll just change this. Let's go with hot pink. Why not? And I'll just go there, make a circle. Now, if you have the stroke or the border around the shape, you can come up here to the top. You can take the border off real simply by using fill and stroke. And then what I'll be doing is I'm going to be cloning this layer. So I'll be using Control J, and it will make a second copy. Do it again, third, and it's gonna just have it hit the wall there, and then it's gonna ricochet and up like this. You can add more than 6. I'm just doing it, keeping it simple here for the tutorial. Next up, what we'll be doing is we're going to be taking these layers. Okay, so right now there are 6 layers, and we're going to be making them into frames. First, though, before you do that, you're going to need to go up to the top and go Window, and then go down to Timeline. Remember, everything in this drop-down menu is arranged alphabetically. Once you have your timeline open, by default, it's going to say create video, and you'll need to drop the menu and you'll need to hit create frame animation. Okay, this is number one, the most important thing, because this is where people get confused. If it doesn't say create frame animation, you're going to spend a lot of time trying to figure out why things aren't working. So we click that, then we're going to click the button, and it loads up the first frame. Now what we need to do is we need to make these layers into frames. So over here at the far end of the timeline, you're going to see a little drop down menu, and you'll go make frames from layers. All right, so again, you can barely see it, but over in the top right there's a drop down menu, make frames from layers. What it does is it populates the timeline with those 6 frames, and I'm going to go through each of those, and I'm going to be adding in the background. Now, you're all familiar with the visibility icon over here on the layers, and what I want to do is I want to make the background visible. Okay, so we got white in the background. Then I'll go over to frame 2, same thing. I'm just going to be making sure. Now, it doesn't have to be white. If you want to add in a photograph to make this animation a little more interesting, by all means, go for it. And then what I'll be doing is I'll be going over to frame 1 that's just solid white. I'm going to be dragging it over to the garbage can, getting rid of it. And then I want to make you familiar with the different controls, which are at the bottom of the timeline. We've got the play controller, we've got fast forward, rewind. Obviously, you just saw the garbage can. We've also got new frame over here. And most importantly is we have this drop-down menu that's going to enable the animation to repeat once, 3 times, or to loop forever. And for the bouncing ball animation, we'll just do loop forever. So you can see it says forever there. And then next, we want to make sure that the frames are all, let's say, a half of a second. So right now, by default, each frame is 0 seconds, and that'll just fire it off really quick. The animation will go super fast. We want to slow it down a little bit. You can choose whatever speed you want. I just want to, for the sake of this demo, create something that's very simple and very obvious. So I'm going to hold and click the first frame, hold down the shift key, go to the 6th frame, and then I will go to where it says 0 seconds, and I'm going to drop that menu, and it says, you know, there could be a 1 second delay, 2 second delay, or half a second. And so there we go, half a second delay. And when I hit play, it should cycle through, creating this effect. I'm not sure why this circle is happening, but I'll fix that later on. And lastly, you'll go up to File. You're going to go Save for Web. This is also a part that confuses a lot of people. We've got Save As, and now Save for Web. When you hit Save for Web, you're going to see a drop-down menu here. By default, it shows up as JPEG. But if you drop this down, you'll see you can also have a GIF or GIF option. And there's a few other controls here, but mostly the default will work. And once you have what you want, you're going to hit save like that. Save it to your desktop, save it to your ThawSpace, and that's it. Thanks for joining me on this tutorial.